Hi guys, it's Brittany. So today's gonna be a movie review, and today I'll be reviewing Arachnophobia again. And I say that because the last time I did a movie review on Arachnophobia, it was back in 2016 or 17, around there, but around that time I was talking about the movie, but also but I was even talking about my phobia of spiders, so I was kind of like going back and forth. So this time I'm not gonna do that, and I'm mostly just gonna be reviewing the movie. So Arachnophobia came out in 1990, and around that time that it came out, they did use both real spiders but also animatronic spiders. I think the only I can't remember. I think the only spiders they used that were real were the jumping spiders, which I don't like those. And I'm pretty sure they did use the other big spiders, towards the ending. So I think there are some scenes where you see that where those ones are the real ones, but I think the ones where, when it comes to towards the ending, attacking Jeff Daniels, his character, I'm pretty sure there are some parts where I think maybe some scenes, some parts of it were the real ones, and some were the animatronics, but I don't know. And just thinking about this, I'm getting very uneasy. But anyways, but even Steven Spielberg was the executive producer of this movie, which it's interesting. But at the same time, I think it was kind of hard to believe at the same time. But yeah, he was involved with the project of the film. So now I don't know if he has a fear, or anyone who did this movie has a fear of spiders or not, but to me I think it was still pretty scary and intense to have worked on this movie, to film it and everything. So yeah. And so I would definitely say that I do like the cast of this film. Jeff Daniels, who plays Ross Jennings, a doctor, and John Goodman as the exterminator. And so yeah, the cast is great, and but I can't say anything good about the. I don't think the spiders count. I don't think they really count as being part of the cast, because they're spiders. So what they're doing is not really acting; they're just being themselves, So this is already turning into some strange review. But if you want to check out the other one, I'm a little bit more specific with the date of the release, but I'm sorry if I'm not don't have that information with me. Is because I tried looking it up, and right now I'm having some internet connection. Like, I'm not having such good internet connection right now, which is why I can't look it up. Because in that one, I believe I did mention the date of the release when it came out. I think it was either August or October. I think it was somewhere in October in 1990. So this was like a year before I was born. Um, but yeah, so everyone did such a great job with this movie, and now the thing is CGI hadn't came out at the time because, as we all know, that Jurassic Park is the first CGI film that came out in the early 90s. So that was pretty impressive, which is why, the dinosaurs looked so realistic. But I think if CGI had came out in 1990, and if Jurassic Park wasn't the first one, and if it had came out much earlier, and if it was, I think if it had came out around the time when they were doing Arachnophobia, putting everything together, then I'm pretty sure there'll be maybe scenes that would look more maybe terrifying and just maybe a bit real, when it comes to, I think, the spider attacking scenes, because but still, even though there wasn't any CGI at that time, but it came out at the time when they did Jurassic Park, but still, to me, it's like, it was still scary on its own. Now, this one, of course, is like it's a thriller comedy movie, so it's kind of like I think I would say it's a bit like somewhat of a thriller, comedy, and a bit of horror of Arachnophobia. I think some call it that. I think there are some that called it a thrill-omedy, which is a thriller and comedy, which that's the first time I've heard of something like that. And but now I would say it is a good movie. It's a good scare type of movie. But I just want to say this. I feel like the humor in this does not make me feel better, especially because knowing those parts are going to happen, and it, like, I don't know, I just feel like, yeah, I think there might be a few things, like a few humor parts in there that somehow I might laugh a little bit. But I feel like the rest of it, I think they try to make it look funny with the spiders and everything, but with that itself just doesn't really make me laugh. It just doesn't make me feel better towards the movie. It doesn't make me feel better towards what's gonna happen next, of everything else of the movie. And yeah, it just doesn't. I would say the most now I just want to say, even watching this movie, it does make me feel very tense, paranoid, and just uneasy, kind of like how I am right now, just reviewing it and everything. So yeah, but now with Jeff Daniels playing Dr. Ross Jennings, I'm so sorry. So with his character playing the doctor, but also having this fear of spiders, and now that is something I can personally relate to, as you all know, because I have talked about it before, blah blah blah. Now, the one thing I'm curious about is that when Jeff Daniels did this role in this movie, I don't know whether if he had this fear of spiders before, or maybe it was sometime maybe during filming and maybe afterwards that maybe then he probably did. I mean, I don't know. But then again, if he never had it, but he had to, maybe act like he did, even though he probably never did, and maybe he still doesn't, I'm gonna say that's still pretty good. It's still pretty impressive that that it's still pretty good that he did such a great job of being very convincing that he has this phobia. And even if he doesn't, it's still really good. Like, it's just very believable. And so I can relate to his character on that. Like, and so I think when it comes to Jeff Daniels' character's wife and his kids, I think they don't have the fear of it, even though he does. But somehow, I think when they kind of look at him, or when other people look at him, they're like, gee, okay, like, relax, it's just a spider. Well, that's another thing. When someone has arachnophobia, you don't tell someone, like, chill, relax, like, it's just a spider. You don't say that to someone, because when someone has that fear, it's for real. Like, it's a real fear that people are really, truly terrified of. And if you say, like, relax, it's just a spider, it won't hurt you, it won't. Still, it's like, whether if the spider might hurt you or not, you just don't want to go near it. You want to keep your distance, like, further away. And that's how I feel, you know? So I feel bad when some people look at him and they think, when they think, okay, just relax, or they kind of look at him, they're like, you're scared of a spider, like, it's a spider. Now, I know there are some people who aren't afraid of spiders, and to them it's like nothing, And, I understand if they're not afraid, but just because if they're not afraid, like, I just wish those who aren't afraid could be just a bit more sensitive to those who are afraid, And so, but yeah, like I said, this is a good, like, scare type of movie. And yes, it does have some humor in it, but I feel like the humor in this just doesn't make me feel better. It doesn't even make me laugh. And I feel like there's some parts that I'm okay with. Well, I'm not saying I'm okay with the spider scenes, which I'm not. I'm actually okay with, like, if I'm seeing, like, the actors, if I'm seeing, like, those that are, like, people within the movie, I'm fine. But whenever it comes to that scene of a spider scene, like, I am not okay. I feel like I have to back up, leaning towards the wall. I feel like I have to get a blanket and cover my face. But I did find out it's actually for free to watch on Tubi. Now, yes, it is October, but no, I don't. Oh man, I'm getting paranoid. I just want to review the movie again, but I'm sorry if there are some things I wasn't quite specific on. Only because right now, I don't have really good internet connection to really look up on much more about it. But yes, like I said, it is a good scare movie. But do I really like this movie myself? No. like I said, there are some things I do like about it. There are some parts that I like, but overall, as a spider type of movie, um, and you know, because even towards the end, it's like really intense because he's in a wine cellar, and you know, he's fighting these two towards the end, so it just gets very intense, like this terrifying, intense, you know, ending in the wine cellar scene. So, whew. Anyway, but yes, I do like the cast and their performances, and for those who did this movie, you did a good job. And despite if you have the fear of spiders or not, all of you did such a great job working hard on this movie and making this movie with both making it a thriller but at the same time having some humor in it. But I just feel like, oh no, like I feel like even the humor parts can't really make me feel better. It can't somehow save me from not being scared, you know? It's just no way. And so yeah, Jeff Daniels did a really great convincing performance of this role, and whether he really has the fear himself or not, he really did a good job. And I can relate to his character on that. And John Goodman, he did a good job playing the exterminator, and just now I don't know if he has a fear or not either, but him just somehow approaching the situation like kind of calm and cool, and just able to spray them down with poison, you know, towards the end. Like that, okay, that is brave. Like his character is brave too, who just to walk up to them with a tank full of poison and just spraying them down, like trying to kill them. Like that's pretty brave, because I wouldn't have done that. I would have run away. But then again, even Jeff Daniels with his character, he was like, even though like you know, when he was fighting those two, the queen and the general, now even though he took them out all on his own, but yet as terrified as he was, which I can completely understand how terrified he was, but at the same time he was also brave to take them out all on his own. So I would say for these two characters, they're both pretty brave on their parts. And so yeah, I do like their performances and everyone else's. And yeah, so like I said, there are some things I do like, but when it comes to the rest of, you know, it's like, so anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this movie review on Arachnophobia, and me trying to at least try to stay calm as possible while trying to review it. So yeah, and my rating on Arachnophobia, I would say it's, I can't remember when of my last rating on it, but I would say I would give it I think with a scare factor on it, I would say 8, 8.9. No, 8 out of 10. I mean, what am I saying? it's I would also say and give it like 65%. I would give it an A for it being a good movie, and 3 stars. Like I said, it is good. Although I just feel like just the fact that it's a spider movie is that is just, I feel like spider movies are not really my type of movies, and uh they're just not. Like, I'm sorry. um what else was I gonna say? Like I said, there are some things I do like about this movie, but do I like as a whole movie of a whole spider movie itself? No. I think maybe if it had been about something else, maybe I probably would have liked it if it wasn't spiders. And this isn't exactly a favorite either. Like, no. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this somewhat interesting movie review on Arachnophobia. So, and yeah, and forgot to mention it's October 1st, so I'm so excited that we're in October, and not just because Halloween's coming, well, that too, but also that I will be doing a bit more videos, and I'll be reviewing some horror movies and some other videos that you're gonna see. So I'm not gonna mention anything else because that will be a surprise. So hope you guys enjoyed this movie review. So that's all for today. Oh yeah, and to see more videos like this of movie content, then please subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment down below on what you think of Arachnophobia. Do you like it? Do you love it? Or not? Do you have Arachnophobia? Let me know. So that's all for today, and I'll see you at the movies.